Hello Internet, and today's video is going to be another book opinion. Those videos in which I tell you my opinion on a book, and today's video is going to be A Boy Worth Knowing by Jennifer Cosgrove. And this is an LGBTQ book. It's a contemporary with supernatural elements, and it's boy love. So now that we've explained all the major labels of this book, let's get into the actual plot. So this follows a kid, we're gonna call him Ghost Boy, even though I think that's a nickname he's given that's offensive. Either way, we'll call him Ghost Boy. So Ghost Boy lives with his aunt. He doesn't really like school. He always gets made fun of a lot. He sits in the back. He tries to keep quiet, and he just wants to graduate. He wants to leave. He wants to be free of a small town. New kid comes along, sits by him, and instead of ignoring Ghost Boy, new kid is like, "You're interesting. We're gonna be friends." Turns out they don't live that far away from each other, so they become friends, and then we have a budding relationship. So it's like just a coming of age contemporary type story. It's a romance. It's just one of those fluffy little romance books. But then we have the added benefit, which is usually my favorite part, of a supernatural element. Ghost Boy, given his nickname, can see ghosts, and he constantly sees the ghosts of his nan, and they converse, and he can talk to ghosts. He's like ghost whisperer sort. It's not just, ooh, he can see it and they like give impressions or something. No, he can talk to them, converse with them, and have actual like real conversations. So like he always talks to his grandma, she visits him. He talks to other ghosts on the street. Well, when this new kid shows up, he meets a new ghost, and now he has to figure out how to help this new kid through his like problems and his past with the help of this new ghost that he ends up seeing. One of my favorite parts, which is gonna come off as a spoiler in this book, is the sort of juxtapose that is given to Ghost Boy and his mom. So there's a reason why he's living with his aunt. His mom does not want him. His mom is like, "No, you're disgusting, you're gross, I don't want you in the house, I don't want you contaminating my house." And I love the juxtapose because it's showing you through this book how hurtful that is, because his mom doesn't want him there because he's gay, which is a common thing that we have to do on the daily in real society. She's disgusted by him because he can talk to ghosts. Something that she knew was a family trait, because their grandmother could talk to ghosts. Well, his grandmother could talk to ghosts. So this woman's mom could talk to ghosts, and they knew that this was a thing. But the mom is so disgusted by this idea that her son can talk to ghosts, she kicked him out of the house, and now he's living with his aunt, who's like, "My sister's crazy, I love you, kid, you can live with me." So I love that parallel, because I love when books take something supernatural and show the absolute like horribleness of the situation, because so many people are so desensitized to the fact that kids who are a part of the LGBTQ community can be kicked out of their house for no reason, and they'll be like, "No, I'm righteous in it, I'm okay with it, it's not fine because my son, my daughter is gay, that's gross, my son, my daughter is transgender, I don't understand, they love this person, they love that person, they don't want to love anyone because they are asexual, they are gross, they have to get kicked out." And how instead of that being the conversation, showing it through ghosts and showing it through seeing ghosts and looking at it and seeing how truly ridiculous that sort of idea is, to kick your son out because he can see ghosts, and somehow that's super offensive. Like, his seeing ghosts doesn't cause problems, it doesn't curse the house, it doesn't do anything bad that would like ruin your life, but somehow you felt justified that your son was so disgusting that he can't talk to his sister, that he can't come around your house, and that you kicked him out on the wayside, that you didn't care at all where he ended up. And how that parallels the reality of so many LGBTQ people experiencing that. I love that, okay? I just love when they take a supernatural element, they give it the same levity, the same sort of situation as something that happens in real life, and just exposes the ridiculousness of the situation. So that was actually one of my favorite parts of this whole book, was just that, just seeing how ridiculous the reality of our world is, that is something that some parents feel like, oh, that's completely justified. This is one of my fluffy reads. This is one of the books I just pick up because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be super fluffy, it's just gonna be a romance. And that's really what it was. It was just like a contemporary romance, but with the added benefit of a ghost whisperer boy, so I was happy. There wasn't like extreme plot or anything, just if you want something light and fluffy and well written that it's not gonna like make you choke and die, then you're gonna want to read this book. If you're a fan of collecting like diverse books in terms of sexuality, then maybe add this one on your shelf just for the heck of it. That's what I like to do. I like to just pick up books that I'm like, this doesn't seem like the norm and seems to better reflect the world as it is. Let me go spend my money on it. The only problem with always having to search out for books that truly reflect a real world is the wallet hurt that you get. Because books like this, sold by independent publishers, so that means the price is never really lowered much, and you always gotta pay the original price. But I find it worthy enough that I'll pay my money, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt a little bit, and I just wish that these books were more recognized so I could just buy them at a cheaper price, okay? Is that too much to ask? That is it for this book opinion. Comment down below if you like when authors take a piece of reality, spin it in something supernatural and imaginative to show the ridiculousness of reality. I really, really love when authors do that. I love it because I hope that one day someone who believes that way, or somebody who's like hinted towards believing that way, picks up these books and sees the ridiculousness of it and sees the hypocrisy of it. I know it's unlikely, but a girl can hope and dream. If you like what you're seeing here, you want to continue to see more, click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, internet.